Yo, what's good? What's going on with you guys? So today we're gonna break down what Choke No Joke, what he was really saying in that long live he did about Diddy, Tupac, Biggie, and the new Diddy Reckoning documentary. So first off, so Choke, he said in the stage, he's reminded the people who he is, a legendary videographer who documented the tunnel era, and he tells you that the tunnel was like a mecca of hip hop, right? Where you have everybody that was there from Jay-Z, Nas, Snoop, you got DMX, you got Puff, and they all had to touch that stage. And they were really outside. That's what he's trying to say. So that's his credibility, and that he's been around the industry from the 90s and he's seen a lot of stuff up close. Okay, we give him that, no problem with that. And then he gets to the Diddy documentary and he's basically saying, in quote, I wasted 2.5 hours of my life. So in this view, episode one is just a remix of the old murder rap Tupac Biggie conspiracy narrative. And he's saying that they recycled that whole quad studio shooting, the Source Awards, where you have East Coast and West Coast storyline, and they tried again to sneak in that idea that Diddy put a hit on Tupac, but without bringing out any evidence. So Chokey calls out Greg Caden, you remember him? And Reggie writes stories saying a lot of stuff about how it doesn't line up. So LAPD had no jurisdiction over the Vegas Pac case. And the stories about the chains getting snatched and about the bounties on death row chains are, in his view, industry narratives and not facts. If Southside Crips supposedly killed Pac and Diddy, then why were those same guys still cool with death row people after? Doesn't make sense, right? So then he moves to Kirk Burrows. Oh, let's go here, man. So Choke's main point is how Kirk, he talks about how he's a victim now, saying Diddy sexually assaulted him and forced him to sign away 25% of Bad Boy. But Choke keeps asking, well, why didn't you go to the police then? Or why there was no lawsuit until a decade later? And why stay around if it was that bad? So that same energy for Little Rod. So Choke, he's saying that he believes some of what Little Rod is claiming about drugging, weird parties, and Diddy pushing that this is the key to success stuff, but can't respect the part where Little Rod admits that he faked the funk and stayed in that situation for money, Grammys, lifestyle, and proximity in the power. Awesome points, guys. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. So Chokey also talks about Cassie, Aubrey O'Day, Capricorn Clark, and others. And he's saying that they're lying. But he keeps repeating the same question. How many beatings, how many weird incidents, how many red flags before you leave or you call the police? He's saying the jury in Diddy's criminal case struggled with that too. A lot of people complained that and stayed that, which made the conviction even harder. So overall, Choke, his ratings for the documentary is a D. So it's too much recycled Pac and Biggie content, not enough focus on the actual case and the Jane Doe cases, heavy old beefs, light on the new facts, edited in a way, in his opinion, that tries to dump the Pac murder and the whole East Coast, West Coast war back to Diddy without proving it. And then Chokey finally closes and says that Diddy, he definitely is no angel. Of course, we know that. But he calls him a bad guy. But also, a lot of people around him weren't innocent either. And the doc was more about spinning the narratives that gives the full truth. So basically, Choke's whole message in this one shot, if you want, it was just about that. All right? That's my take on it, y'all. Let's go.